Your Excellency.
Bonjour à vos excellences.
Good afternoon, sir.
Bonjour à vous tous.
This is a work of art.
C'est une œuvre d'art
dedicated to the Excellency
qui est dédiée à son excellence
for the great job and wonderful legacy.
Pour l'héritage, la contribution.
And on behalf of the ECOWAS,
et au nom de la CEDEAO,
we say thank you very much.
Nous vous disons grand merci. Merci.
Mr. Debayo had earlier done a very special painting which is going to be presented for unveiling later to our revered General Gawan, but that will come later. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to invite the President of the ECOWAS Commission, His Excellency Dr. Omar Aliou Toure, to deliver his remarks. Your Excellency.
Your Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President and Head of State of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Chair of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Government of ECOWAS, Your Excellency General Yakubu Gowon, former Head of State of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and founding father of ECOWAS, Heads of State and Government present, Excellency President of Senate of the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire, Honorable Ministers of ECOWAS member states and invited guests, Vice President of the African Union Commission, Special Representative of the Secretary General of the United Nations to West Africa and the Sahel, Representative of the President of UEMOA, Presidents and members of regional and national parliaments, Excellency the Vice President of the Commission, President of the ECOWAS Parliament and heads of ECOWAS institutions, Excellency Victor Behu, Your Excellency Dr. Lassana Kouyaté, former presidents and chief executive officers of the ECOWAS Commission, formerly ECOWAS Secretariat, Excellencies, ambassadors, members of the diplomatic corps, and representatives of international organizations, management and staff of ECOWAS institutions, distinguished. Our founding fathers succeeded in overcoming numerous obstacles: colonial, ideological, linguistic, and historical obstacles to establish the economic community of West African states. On exactly this day, the 28th May of 1975, and in this great city of Lagos, the founding treaty of ECOWAS was signed by the heads of state and government. We are grateful to God Almighty for having one of those leaders among us here in the person of General Yakubu Gowon. From that moment to this very day, our journey has been defined by resilience, unity, and purpose. Today, we have gathered here to times of hope and hardship, of building the most integrated regional economic community. Excellencies, 50 years ago, on this day, His Excellency General Gowon was joined by His Excellency General Nyasimbe Ayadema of Togo, His Excellency Lieutenant Matthew Kereku of Dahomey, now Benin, His Excellency Sadauda Kairaba Jawara of the Gambia, His Excellency Luis Cabral of Guinea-Bissau, His Excellency Felix Houphouët-Boigny of Côte d'Ivoire, His Excellency Dr. William R. Tolbert of Liberia, His Excellency Major Babajara of Mali, His Excellency Mukhtar Ould Dada of Mauritania, His Excellency Lieutenant Colonel R.J.A. Feli of Ghana, His Excellency Dr. Lassana Bevogi of Guinea, His Excellency Lieutenant Colonel Seyni Kunche of Niger, His Excellency Abdou Diouf of Senegal, His Excellency Siaka Stevens of Sierra Leone, and His Excellency General Sangoule Lamizani of Burkina Faso to give birth to ECOWAS. In this vision of these, the vision of these founding fathers that we continue to live to this day. In 1977, Cape Verde joined the organization. Our profound appreciation also goes to the heads of state and government of ECOWAS here present, and to our dear and amiable chair of ECOWAS Authority, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President and Head of State of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for the excellent facilities put at our disposal to commemorate this day. To our dear guests, friends, and partners, we say a big thank you for honoring our invitation and for coming to Lagos to rejoice with us. Our journey as a community has been successful, thanks to the support of our development partners. We sincerely appreciate your support and encouragement. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the ECOWAS project is built on the desire of our member states to forge a path of cooperation, integration, and shared progress for our people. In these 5 decades, our community has made remarkable strides. In these 5 decades, our community has made remarkable strides. We have facilitated the movement of our citizens across the region, allowing our people to travel and reside in any part of the community. We have advanced intra-regional trade, allowing traders and big companies alike to exploit the benefits of an enlarged market. We have implemented a common external tariff, thereby easing international trade with other parts of the world. We are developing critical regional infrastructure, physically integrating our markets and communities to boost economic growth and social relations. We have built a regional electricity market. Our regional bank, the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, EBID, has mobilized and committed $4.5 billion in investment across the region. We have stood together in the face of epidemics and pandemics, insecurity and natural disasters, offering humanitarian support and strengthening healthcare and food systems. We have invested in our most valuable resources, our people, by promoting gender equality, youth employment, and human capital development. We have upheld democracy despite election observation missions and deployed our standby force in defense of peace, regional stability, and democracy. From the days of ECOMOG, when ECOWAS successfully put an end to violent conflicts in the region, to this day of ours, we're focusing on promoting youth, entrepreneurship, and digital economy through support to startups and investments in infrastructure. We have demonstrated to the world that the African solution actually works. Fired by a strong solidarity among our member states, we are constantly looking out for each other as we solidify our community. With the same spirit of solidarity and collective self-reliance, we are confronting the gravest challenges we face today: terrorism, climate change, unconstitutional change of government, poverty, and economic disparities. With our strong collective will, I have no doubt that we shall overcome these challenges. As I have often said, our strength lies in our unity, in our shared identity, and in the spirit of solidarity that defines our union. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the 50th anniversary is not only a moment for celebration, of reaffirmation of commitment to the aspiration of our founding fathers by the heads of state and government. It's a testament to the enduring legacy of ECOWAS. The diverse conferences, dialogues, and conversations being organized by the intellectual community, the youth, private sector, and citizens are in line with the vision of transforming the organization from the ECOWAS of states to ECOWAS of the people. The voices of the people of the region matter, and they contribute to shaping the affairs of the region today. We have continued to create space for our citizens to participate in the integration process, including the planned establishment of the Economic, Social, and Cultural Council of West Africa, which will serve as a statutory advisory body of the ECOWAS decision makers in the near future. As a democratic space, the ECOWAS region gives special attention made by the civil society for improving governance, security, and economic integration of our community, context which impacts on our community, namely the persistence of violent extremism and terrorism, the reemergence of geopolitical competition and rivalries, the mounting economic difficulties as a result of the uncertainties in the global political and economic order, and the increasing cost of living across the globe. These challenges remind us of the need to work even closer, strengthen our unity, and cooperate as a region. I'm happy to say that even with our brothers who left our organization, namely Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, we have an understanding on the need to continue together as members of the West African family. I am happy to re-echo the content of the communique that was issued in the wake of my visit to Mali and Niger. That communique confirms the commitment of all of us to stay together as a community, as a region that gains more by remaining together. Your Excellencies, let me turn to the strong partnership that ECOWAS enjoys with its partners. We have enjoyed great collaboration with the African Union and the various entities of the United Nations. We have had great working relations with these sister organizations, particularly with the successive chairpersons and management of the African Union Commission and the special representative of the Secretary General of the United Nations to West Africa and the Sahel. Our development partners have also demonstrated unwavering faith in us and have continued to support our integration projects. From our multilateral partners, particularly the European Union, the African Development Bank, World Bank, to our bilateral partners with countries, bilateral partners, including Germany, China, Spain, United States, France, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, and Finland. Annually, we sign diverse technical and financial cooperation agreements which assist us in the delivery of our mandate. We are therefore grateful to you for your support. To our leaders, the heads of state and government, ministers and national experts, we say thank you for your guidance and support to the community institutions. Our journey has been marked by your unwavering commitment and attention to the affairs of the community. I would like to acknowledge the role played by my predecessors, former executive secretaries and presidents. The first executive secretary was His Excellency Dr. Abubakar Jabi Ouattara from Côte d'Ivoire, who served from 1975 to 1985. He was succeeded by His Excellency Alhaji Momodou Munu from Sierra Leone from 1985 to 1988. Then succeeded by His Excellency Dr. Abbas Bundu from Sierra Leone from 1989 to 1993. His Excellency Edward Benjamin from Guinea took over from 1993 to 1997. His Excellency Alhaji Lassana Kouyaté from Guinea, who is with us here today, took over from 1997 to 2002. His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers, who has always been with us, is also here. He took over from 2002 to 2006 as Executive Secretary, and from 2007 to 2010. Dr. Chambers was succeeded by His Excellency Mr. Victor James Beho from Ghana, who took over from 2010 to 2012. He was succeeded by His Excellency Kadre Desire Ouedraogo from Burkina Faso, who ran the commission from 2012 to 2016. He was succeeded by His Excellency Marcel de Souza from Benin, he ran the commission from 2016 to 2018, and His Excellency Jean-Claude Cassibrou, who served as President of the Commission from 2018 to 2022. I would like to thank you for making it and for your continued support and guidance to the ECOWAS institutions. You have remained a life partner of our integration agenda. Excellencies, I thank you. Excellencies, as we look to the next 50 years, let us recommit again to an ECOWAS of the people, where peace, prosperity, and justice are not just ideals, but reality. This golden jubilee does not mark an end. It represents a new beginning. It is beautiful and wonderful to be together, because only together we can create the conditions for a brighter future for our region. Happy 50th anniversary to us all. Long live ECOWAS. Long live West Africa.
Many thanks indeed, Your Excellency, the President of the ECOWAS Commission, for that detailed and elucidating remark, further enlarging our scope of ECOWAS. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our former President, General Buhari, was invited by our President Bola Tinubu, to this event. Unfortunately, having occasion elsewhere, he couldn't you couldn't attend the event. But he wrote in response to that invitation. I therefore have the command of His Excellency the President to read the response written by General Buhari, and I read, I write to thank Your Excellency for inviting me to be a special guest of honor at the occasion of the 50th anniversary of ECOWAS, and to congratulate you as the chairman of the body during this epoch-making event. I also commend your efforts in stabilizing the region despite some daunting challenges facing ECOWAS in some of the member states. Regrettably, as Your Excellency is aware, I am still in the United Kingdom undergoing routine medical checkups and therefore unable to attend this historic event. I congratulate Your Excellency and other heads of state and government for the ECOWAS attainment of the Golden Jubilee. My felicitation also goes to General Yakubu Gowon, the only surviving founding father of this august body. Please accept, Your Excellency, your assurances of my highest regards. The next item on the program is a presentation of a 15-minute documentary on ECOWAS, which will further throw light on the activities and achievements of the organization. It is put together through the technical partnership of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Communication Directorate of the ECOWAS Commission. Please relax and enjoy the clip.
Of state and government of ECOWAS member states arrive for their ordinary summit. They have long become the fulcrum of regional governance.
It is another moment of joy for me to welcome you to Abuja.
The leaders meet twice a year for these ordinary summits, but sometimes the state of the region compels them to hold extraordinary summits. At these ordinary and extraordinary summits held across the capital cities of member states, the leaders take the decisions that shape the economic, political, and security landscape of the region, and it's about 450 million people. The leaders help the region navigate through the labyrinth of roads that can lead to the desired goal of integration and development. This has become the tradition since ECOWAS was established in 1975. The founding fathers, led by then Nigerian head of state General Yakubu Gowon and late President Iyasigbe Eyadema, were motivated. Heads of state and government of ECOWAS member states arrive for their ordinary summit. They have long become the fulcrum of regional governance.
It is another moment of joy for me to welcome you to Abuja.
The leaders meet twice a year for these ordinary summits, but sometimes the state of the region compels them to hold extraordinary summits. At these ordinary and extraordinary summits held across the capital cities of member states, the leaders take the decisions that shape the economic, political, and security landscape of the region, and it's about 450 million people. The leaders help the region navigate through the labyrinth of roads that can lead to the desired goal of integration and development. This has become the tradition since ECOWAS was established in 1975. The founding fathers, led by then the desire to create a unified region in spite of their linguistic, ideological, and colonial differences.
At that time, of course, we have a lot of, together we're having a lot of agreement, trade agreement with the European countries. If that's the case, why don't we, bring all this together so that, it is the community, all of us in West Africa, that will come to the agreement.
General Gowon assigned the task of ensuring that this dream crystallized to his then Federal Commissioner for Economic Development and Reconstruction, Professor Adebayo Adedeji.
I went to Togo, and I asked Edema to convene a meeting of member states, not heads of states, of member states, to talk about integration, which he did. It was left to yours truly to argue and convince the ministers from about 15, 16 countries that this was an endeavor worth taking. And surprisingly, they agreed.
So on the 28th of May 1975, leaders of 15 countries in West Africa came together in Lagos, ECOWAS.
The attendance was from every country of the region. My surprise was Huford Boyne, who came, the new economic community of West African states.
The initial objective of ECOWAS was essentially economic integration of the region for the material good of the citizens. ECOWAS has evolved far beyond this. In 1993, the treaty was revised to include political integration in response to the changing dynamics of the region.
ECOWAS has evolved over time from a small regional economic community to a model regional economic community. As we speak, I can proudly say ECOWAS is the most integrated region.
The organization took off in 1975 from these modest premises in the then Nigerian capital, Lagos, but in 1993 moved to a more elaborate headquarters in Nigeria's new capital city, Abuja, from where the Commission now drives initiatives in regional trade, security, and governance under the direction of the Authority of Heads of States and Governments. The first protocol adopted by ECOWAS in 1979 was that on free movement of persons, goods, and services, often described as the flagship protocol of ECOWAS. It laid the foundation for a borderless West Africa, fostering regional integration and economic growth.
There is no regional community in Africa that has practicalized this protocol on free movement.
But the leaders keep working on it and insist on substantial compliance in the interest of community citizens. For trading across cities like Kano, Kumasi, and Bamako. To scale up formal intra-regional trade, ECOWAS launched the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme, ETLS, aimed at eliminating customs duties and non-tariff barriers, making it easier for businesses to operate across borders. The ETLS has had a profound impact, increasing intra-community trade from $3 billion in 2003 to over $15 billion. Energy is another critical sector ECOWAS has committed substantial resources to because of its strategic importance to the goal of economic development and industrialization. The West African Power Pool in Cotonou, Benin Republic, and the ECOWAS Regional Energy Regulatory Authority in Accra, Ghana, coordinate and regulate the regional electricity market. West Africa Gas Pipeline, which transports natural gas from Nigeria to Benin Republic, Togo, and Ghana for power generation. To support project financing, ECOWAS established the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, EBID, which has played a crucial role in funding transnational projects. EBID was instrumental in promoting EcoBank Transnational Incorporated, now a leading financial institution in Africa, and was a founding shareholder in A-Sky Airlines, which now connects most capital cities in the region. When the COVID-19 pandemic struck in 2020, ECOWAS was better prepared due to its Ebola experience. The organization swiftly deployed a regional response mechanism, convening a virtual extraordinary summit to mobilize resources and support fragile health systems. President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria was appointed ECOWAS COVID-19 champion, coordinating the regional response effectively. President Buhari and diagnostic test kits to 14 member states by WAHU to implement the test, trace, and treat strategy. ECOWAS has also taken remarkable strides in peacekeeping, for which it has earned global recognition. It reached a breaking point with the horrific war in Liberia in 1990, which subsequently engulfed Sierra Leone. ECOWAS took the courageous decision to intervene and end the carnage by deploying the Economic Community of West African States Monitoring Group, ECOMOG, which has become a legend.
When the request for assistance to end the crisis was made, first by Liberia and then by ECOWAS, to our influential partners, they refused to intervene on grounds that it was an African crisis. It was Nigeria and our other West African states, which led the bold step to encourage intervention to stop the slaughter and genocide.
Well, it was a very challenging period for the entire sub-region, the ECOWAS sub-region. And as situation developed, what all of us observed was that if care is not taken, the whole sub-region.
Thousands of ECOMOG soldiers sacrificed their lives. The intervention also triggered the significant transformation of ECOWAS since it was founded with the ECOWAS revised treaty adopted in 1990 in Lomé, Togo. A political dimension was added to the objectives of the organization. The revised treaty also established the ECOWAS Parliament and ECOWAS Court, expanding the organization's governance framework to reflect the contemporary needs of the region. ECOWAS also developed a peace and security architecture for the region from the Liberian and Sierra Leone experience.
A lot of the conflicts here are caused by bad political governance, so that ECOWAS today is declaring zero tolerance for power obtained or maintained by unconstitutional means.
Over the years, ECOWAS proactively used its intervention powers to prevent humanitarian disasters and unconstitutional changes of government. ECOWAS enforced sanctions and undertook mediation efforts to safeguard democracy in Burkina Faso, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry, Côte d'Ivoire, the Gambia, Mali, and Niger Republic until the recent wave of coups.
We dey for Mali, Hosanna. We no get trouble, Hosanna.
In turn, refusing to accept the outcome of the 2016 presidential election won by Adama Barrow. When diplomacy failed, ECOWAS mobilized and deployed the ECOWAS mission in the Gambia, ECOMIG, with forces drawn from Senegal, Ghana, and Nigeria to enforce its decision.
And ECOWAS, they are firm in their decision. That's why you have to leave.
ECOWAS has also been keeping an eye on the electoral process in all member states through its election monitoring exercises. Since 2006, the Commission has monitored all help to preserve democracy in the region. This informed the ECOWAS response to the recent spate of coups in Guinea, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger Republic, as provided in the protocol subscribed to by all members. ECOWAS responded decisively to the unconstitutional change of government with sanctions and diplomatic pressure, and warned that it could apply force to restore civilian rule. The leaders subsequently reviewed their stance following the intervention of the region's elder statesmen and created room for a negotiated settlement in order to restore civil rule. However, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger Republic chose to exit the organization and establish the Alliance of Sahel States. ECOWAS has ensured that ordinary citizens do not suffer the consequences of political shifts, but continues to uphold its zero-tolerance policy for unconstitutional changes of government.
We stand against unconstitutional change of government in our sub-region, and we will continue to do so.
While contending with the present challenges, ECOWAS is already working towards shaping a stronger, more integrated West Africa. By investing in youth empowerment, technology, and regional collaboration, the organization is building a future that is inclusive. Nigeria continues to be the pillar of the organization, putting her resources behind the ECOWAS agenda.
Nigeria is the key driver of ECOWAS.
Nigeria is working to ensure that ECOWAS as a bloc integrates. So integration in terms of trade, integration in terms of customs union, ultimately integration, because the regional economic communities are the building blocks of the African Continental Free Trade Area.
To its new headquarters building in Abuja. It will house all its institutions, including the ECOWAS Parliament and the Community Court of Justice in one location. It will considerably enhance the operational capacity of the Commission so it can drive the future aspirations of the region. It is a future that will be anchored on the considerable gains of the past 50 years as ECOWAS strives to make living in West Africa a much better and secure experience. From the socio-economic gains of free movement to its formidable strides in regional security and the preservation of democracy for good governance, integration.
I think by and large, ECOWAS has really is an example to be copied by the world.
The composition of the bloc may be less, but they are focused and forging ahead together.
That was no doubt a source of further information on ECOWAS. Many thanks for the collaborative efforts between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and ECOWAS. A round of applause for them, please. Thank you very much. I am informed that there is a group of youth among us this afternoon, considering that the youth form about 60% or more of the population in West Africa, and these are also the leaders of tomorrow. I think by being present, they are already undergoing a kind of tutorial on leadership. And as a mark of encouragement for them, may I ask them to rise for recognition, please? All the youngsters, thank you very much. Please be seated. I was once the special representative of the African Union in Liberia and Sierra Leone. I am therefore glad to invite to deliver his speech the chairperson of the African Union. Okay, I understand that he's represented by the deputy chairperson. Welcome, Excellency.
Your Excellency, Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chairperson of ECOWAS, Excellencies, Heads of State and Government of ECOWAS or their representatives here present today, Excellency General Yakubu Gowon, Excellencies, former Heads of State and Government of ECOWAS, Excellency Aliou Touré, President, all protocols duly observed. It is with great humility and profound respect that I address you today on the occasion of the Golden Jubilee of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. This momentum milestone marks 50 years of perseverance, purpose, and progress in our collective African journey. His Excellency Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, deeply regrets not being able to join us in person today. He has therefore entrusted me with the honorable task of representing him and of conveying his heartfelt congratulations to the leaders and people of West Africa, to you, Mr. President, for the exceptional hospitality and leadership shown in hosting this historic celebration in the beating heart of Lagos. 50 years ago, ECOWAS emerged from the bold imagination of visionary leaders, the founding fathers, who understood long before many that Africa's strength would be forged not in fragmentation, but in unity. They knew that our economic liberation could not be achieved in isolation, that our sovereignty would only be meaningful if defended collectively. Today, we gather not only to mark the passage of time, but to honor a vision, bold, ambitious, yield to bonds of solidarity, and sovereignty is strengthened through shared purpose. That vision is embodied in the economic community of West economic disruptions, and the shifting tides of globalization. ECOWAS has remained steadfast, not without trials, but never without resolve. In the face of adversity, of dialogue. When internal conflicts threatened to tear nations apart, ECOWAS, through ECOMOG, did not merely intervene as a region and upholding the promise of peace. Its intervention has been shaped by conviction, defied its standing, not only as a cornerstone of West Africa stability, but as a vital pillar within the broader continental architecture. Its swift diplomatic actions, operational agility, and principled stance in ECOWAS, Africa finds not just a regional organization, but a credible, audible voice, anchored in the values of unity, justice, and enduring peace. But peace, while precious, is not enough. What ECOWAS has achieved in economic integration is equally remarkable. From the seamless mobility of people and goods to the implementation of a common external tariff, and from a united biometric identity system to the harmonization of trade regulations within the framework of the African Continental Free Trade Area, ECOWAS has demonstrated what is possible when political will meets institutional courage. Its alignment with the African Union Agenda 2063 is not only strategic, it is visionary. It signifies a deep understanding that integration is not an event, but a process demanding both patience and precision, solidarity realities that define our present. We are living through a time of profound uncertainty, where the anchors shaping the contours of vulnerability across our regions and continents. Economic disparities are deepening, and in many societies, the social contract is under visible strain. These are not minor hurdles. They are seismic challenges that test the very fabric of our institutions at all levels and the convictions of our leadership. In such a climate, retreat may seem tempting, but history has shown us that the African spirit does not yield to despair, it rises. This is a time to double down on solidarity, to reaffirm values that brought us here, and to chart the course of the next 50 years with boldness, clarity, and unity of purpose. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, ECOWAS' journey is not only West Africa's legacy, it is Africa's mirror. It reflects our capacity to transcend colonial borders, to build consensus in diversity, and to craft solutions rooted in our own wisdom. Let us be reminded today that for the African Union, regional economic communities are the cornerstones and the building blocks of integration, and ECOWAS has continuously led by example. As we cast our eyes forward, let us envision a West African community that does not merely react to crises, but foresees and forestalls them. A community driven not just by resilience, but by foresight. One where innovation fuels inclusive growth, and where women and youth are not peripheral stakeholders, but central architects of policy and progress. Let us imagine a region and a continent where digital transformation becomes a tool for equity, not exclusion, bridging the divides and unlocking the full potential of our people. Above all, let us reaffirm our unwavering belief in the African future, boldly, fiercely, and without apology. We, at the African Union, remain committed to walking this path with you, not behind you, not in front of you, but beside you. For as long as ECOWAS thrives, Africa thrives. And when Africa thrives, we all move forward. Let the next 50 years be defined not by limitations of our time, but by the limitless possibilities of our collective will. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Chair, for the remarks and our regards to His Excellency the Chairperson. If you want to remove it now, please go ahead. We're going to have a little relaxation. I invite the National Troupe of Nigeria to present a dance drama for 5 minutes only, please. 5 minutes. Thank you.
Today, we ride upon the ideas of two great minds, two men of depth and historical notability. We dig into the archives of nobility that explores the emergence and continued convergence of a people bound by the legibility of their association in ripples of shared interest, goals, and mission, fueled by the energy of continuity, intentionality, and community. We are not a monument, but a movement. A movement of thought sown in the depths of cooperation and collaboration. The integration of powerful ideas that will push socio-economic transformation, aiming the West African sub-region towards immense globalization of technological innovation, trade agreements, youth empowerment, economic integration. This is a movement pursuing economic development, still a living testament. A movement promoting political stability, strengthening regional unity, enhancing trade investment, pushing for our collective security. We continue to move. Trade barriers removed. Prosperity across the region improved. ECOWAS Vision 2050 approved for inclusive development, sustained peace and stability, for good governance and transparency, the people's involvement and engagement, a thriving community of the youth in advancing the vision and movement of the region, gathering them in their legions. This is the future, the strength of our movement, the young, the youth, the leaders of tomorrow. We are a movement in continuity, a movement in perpetuity, a movement of peace and stability, a movement of regional unity. We remain a force with tenacity,
5 minutes up.
collaborating, cooperating, integrating, and graduating into the future with strength and equanimity. Thank you very much. Thank you. A round of applause for them again, please. I don't nation flags of African countries, which further adds some momentum to the motto of ECOWAS at 50, which is stronger together for a better future. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the next item will definitely interest us all. It is my honor and pleasure to invite the last surviving founding father of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, His Excellency General Dr. Yakubu Gowon, GCFR, to deliver his speech. Your Excellency.
Allow me to abide by the existing protocol or protocols that allow me to give you my abridged protocol. There's a good reason why. Mr. President, Your Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, Your Excellency, Heads of States, Your Excellencies, former Heads of States present, Your Excellency, the President of ECOWAS Commission, the ECOWAS family, ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today with immense gratitude and humility, as we mark the 50th year, half a century of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. I give glory to God, to Almighty God, the architect of our destiny, for sparing my life to be part of this historic moment. Not just as a former head of state of Nigeria, but I won't call myself the founding father, but as one of the founding fathers, because it was not me alone, one of the founding fathers, and seated very next to the son of one of those that we worked together to get all members of the West African region together. Yes, but I'm one of the founding fathers of this integration, cooperation, and collective advancement in West. 28th of May 1975, I had the profound privilege to send my signature to the Treaty of Lagos, thereby giving birth to ECOWAS as Africa's pioneer regional economic community. We came together not as leaders of disparate states, but as at that time, our region was emerging from the shadows of complex challenges of nation building, economic fragility, of independence had yet to fully materialize in terms of economic and political freedom, as well as prosperity for our citizens. It became increasingly clear to us that the way forward for our countries was not isolation, but through coming steadfast together in the spirit of regional solidarity. Our shared vision was simple but profound: to foster economic integration, strengthen political and diplomatic cooperation, and promote peace and security amongst the people of West Africa. We believed that by working together, we could break for a self-sustaining, prosperous region. Your Excellency of Lagos was more than a legal document. It was a declaration of hope, the formation of a new regional chapter, and a charter of our collective destiny. We envisioned an ECOWAS that would break artificial borders created by colonial administrators, facilitate trade, enable the free movement of people, and promote a culture of peace, understanding, and dialogue across our diverse region. In the years since the founding, ECOWAS has evolved into a cornerstone of regional stability and a powerful emblem of African resilience and unity. Through its protocols, peacekeeping missions, the ECOWAS passport, and its early warning system, the community has consistently proven that our shared future as Africans is strongest when we stand and work together. As we commemorate this Golden Jubilee, allow me to commend the dedication and contribution of all successive ECOWAS leaders, past and championed and continue to advance the noble cause, of regional integration. Through their vision, commitment, and tireless efforts, they have helped to sustain and deepen the foundations of the inception of this community in 1975. Please give them a great welcome. It would be negligent not to acknowledge the array of innovative and ambitious reforms championed by successive ECOWAS leaders, including present and former presidents of the ECOWAS Commission. The reforms have not only responded to evolving regional and global realities, but adapt the community's foundational vision. These efforts reflect a continued commitment to consolidating and refining the initial integration template, ensuring that ECOWAS remains responsive, relevant, and resilient in the face of contemporary challenges. I am particularly proud of ECOWAS' role in conflict resolution and promotion of democracy. I can assure you this was the view since when we started it. Yes, there are military, there are other democrats making sure that we do things democratically. Yes, and it certainly did happen. It did happen until. So let us not forget the many challenges we have faced over the past 50 years. Political crisis, coup d'etats, civil wars, political crisis, economic shocks, pandemics, terrorism, and the shifting pressures of globalization. Yet through it all, circumstances, undertaken critical reforms and consistently renewed its commitment to the founding ideals that bind us together. However, today is not only a day to celebrate and chart the course for the future. Our region still grapples with daunting challenges: youth unemployment. And here let me say, I see you went out there. Come down, the youth, stand up. Well done. You are members of the future of ECOWAS, and do it well. God bless you. Thank you, Bisase. We grapple with all these daunting challenges, and especially insecurity and political instability. And in recent years, we have witnessed the troubling resurgence of military coups in some of our member states. We thought that was over, but it seems as though personal ambition drives some people to do the wrong thing. But let me say this: believe in democracy and in the countries. We must not let these setbacks define us. Rather, let them awaken us to the urgent need to recommit to the core principles of good governance: economic cooperation, solidarity, and inclusivity. Let us remember that ECOWAS is not an institution for the leaders of our region alone, but a community for the people, for the farmer in Bissau, the trader in Cotonou and in Nigeria, the students in Freetown or in all parts of our region, and also for the entrepreneurs. With constructive, respectful, and mutual beneficial dialogue, I firmly believe there is a path forward. Our sister nations that have chosen to exit the community may in time reconsider their decision, as the bonds of history, culture, and shared destiny remain unbroken. I am confident that with goodwill and sincere engagement, family, stronger, more united, and committed to our common vision for West Africa. In this regard, I'm very encouraged to see the effort of this government, the minister, the chief of defense staff, and others. And also, I learned today the president of the commission, making continued effort and contact with those groups with the hope, and I hope, certainly, gradually they will convince them, to come back. And so my advice is that, Mr. President, I will ask you to please continue, not to push them away, but continue to draw them, and, be open, continue to be open, minded and open-handed to them. And I believe sooner or later they will come back. If they do not come back as individual nations, I hope they can come back as a group, in a group. ECOWAS will still stand. Please, Mr. President, I think you can do it, I'm sure. And you can bring them back to believe and trust in true democracy. Pay tribute to my fellow founding fathers, great men of courage and foresight, whose legacy we honor today. And let us salute you here today, but I understand that if I'm in the various other leaders that are not able to come, they are doing similar celebrations that we are doing here. So, we say, well done to them. So let me salute all these successive generations of leaders, policymakers, and community citizens who have carried the torch of regional integration across 5 decades. May ECOWAS continue to grow in strength, unity, and purpose. May West Africa continue its march forward towards peace, prosperity, and progress. And may the spirit of 1975 of cooperation, of solidarity, and of hope never be forgotten. Forward ever, backward never for ECOWAS. Thank you, and God bless you.
Many thanks, Your Excellency General Gowan. I'm sure ECOWAS and even the entire Africa will continue to drink from your fountain of wisdom and knowledge.
The visionaries, General Yakubu Gowon, who was emotional, full of gratitude to God for witnessing the 50th anniversary of ECOWAS. He gave an insight to what led to the birth of ECOWAS, which has thrived over the years by profound vision and cooperation, describing the treaty beyond document, but a beacon of hope, culture of peace, and dialogue across the region. He commended the commitment of different leaders to the sustainability of the vision of ECOWAS and encouraged them to promote democracy and take critical reforms to put an end to insecurity of the future of ECOWAS, while calling for efforts to bring back countries that exited from ECOWAS for the body to sustain its core vision.
A round of applause for them, please. That was just a simple presentation of the Nigerian dances from all the ethnic groups omitted on the program, and which is very, very important. And that is a cutting of the anniversary cake of ECOWAS. May I crave the indulgence of our presidents and those here present that we quickly want to have the cake cut just within 5 minutes and we proceed. May I therefore, when the cake is there, request all our presidents to kindly with the President of the Commission. Please bring the cake quickly.
The Economic Community of West African States is a regional, political, and economic union of 12 countries of West Africa: Benin, Cape Verde, Cote d'Ivoire, the Gambia, Ghana, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, and Togo. Collectively, the present and former members comprise an area of 5,114,162 kilometers square and have an estimated population of over 424.34 million. ECOWAS has its headquarters at the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and has 3 official languages: English, French, and Portuguese. Leadership roles. The president of the ECOWAS Commission, Omar Toure, is the president of the ECOWAS Commission, while President Bola Tinubu of Niger to the position in July 2023 and has since been focusing on ECOWAS. Hingino, would you want to add something?
Talking about the economic advantages, we're going to be seeing a lot of economic activities. 12 nations gathering in one place. This means a lot to the economy of the country and member states as a whole. The transport sector, hospitality, health, and many elective self-sufficiency for its members. Regional solidarity is what we have been seeing in play for the past 5 decades, with members rallying around those facing challenges, which is highlighting stronger together for a brighter future.
The regional leaders are about cutting the anniversary cake.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies. Now, regarding the speed painting that was done in Seun Adebayo, there is a special artwork, not a painting, that he did for the ECOWAS, just to bring it out and explain what it is in 2-3 minutes. Mr. Seun Adebayo, please. He calls it the unveiling of the ECOWAS artwork.
This is an artwork titled ECOWAS at 50, Stronger Together.
Cette œuvre est titrée La CEDEAO à 50 ans. Ensemble, nous sommes très forts.
It's a visual literacy. It's a reflection of a group of countries that comes together to achieve a glorious destiny, a glorious future.
C'est une réflexion d'un groupe de pays qui sont rassemblés pour réaliser un avenir glorieux.
It's carefully selected fabric from different West African countries.
Les motifs qui sont là représentent les différents pays de l'Afrique de l'Ouest.
To emphasize on the unity in diversity.
Pour mettre un point très clair sur la diversité, l'unité dans la diversité.
As you can see in the paint destiny.
C'est un train qui est en mouvement, se dirigeant vers un avenir, un destin glorieux.
And on this note, I want to borrow some few lines from the Nigeria national anthem.
Je voudrais emprunter quelques mots de l'hymne national nigérian.
That says, though tribe and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand.
Nos langues et nos tribus peuvent être différentes, mais nous sommes unis ensemble.
Long live ECOWAS. Thank you very much.
Vive la CEDEAO. Merci.
Thank you very much, Mr. Seun Adebayo. And thank you very much, Your Excellencies, for enduring. The time is fast spent. But we have come to the climax of the ceremony. It is time to hear from the President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Chair of the Authority of ECOWAS Heads of State and Government, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. Your Excellency.
Thank you. Please have your seat. Please allow me to start by first recognizing His Excellency General Yakubu Gowon, the ECOWAS founding father and the only surviving one. Thank you, sir. We've listened to you carefully. That brought a joy and the innocence of the fact that you gathered together the instincts and determination of wise men. You are the wise men of West Africa. We thank you. My dear brother, the President, my brother, President of the Republic of Liberia, former Prime Minister and High Representative of the President of Senegal, Senate President and Representative of the President of the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Ghana, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Benin, Minister of Trade of the Republic of Ghana, Deputy Foreign Minister of the Republic of Cape Verde, Professor Bolaji Akemi, a man who worked so hard for our democracy and established a very thank you for being here. Dr. Omar Aliu Ture, President of the ECOWAS Commission, aren't you lucky to celebrate 50th anniversary into the future, and more grace to your elbow. His Excellency, Secretary General, Ambassador Yusuf Tuga, Foreign Minister, Permanent Representative of the Committee of ECOWAS, the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Mrs. Otumego Ojukwu, other representatives of international organizations here present, members of diplomatic corps, and deep gratitude that I address this distinguished gathering at 50th anniversary of ECOWAS today. We celebrate not only 5 decades of history, but the enduring spirit of unity, resilience, and shared death. Our founding father leaders envisioned a West African where borders unite rather than divide, a region of free movement, thriving trade, and peaceful coexistence. That vision is still alive today. We thank God. We have the thinkers. We have the wise men. We have the opportunity. Today we pay tribute to all who have Yakubu Gowon, GCFR, our only surviving father, and a symbol of this historic journey. I salute past and present head of states, government within the community within the community for upholding the values of integration, cooperation, and solidarity. I commend our former executive secretaries and commission presidents who have helped the leadership build the ECOWAS into a formidable force for peace, progress, stability, and love among our members. I also recognize the tireless work of ECOWAS Commission, staff, and institutions. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, ECOWAS is a beacon of African unity in overcoming colonial policies, legacies, and laissez-faire nations under one vision, an achievement of global significance. Yes, our diversity is moving for our unity and stability. Our region has pioneered free movement, expanded inter-trade, regional trade, and deepened integration through instruments like the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme and joint border posts across West Africa. On peace and security, ECOWAS has acted decisively to restore constitutional order and counter instability. Our regional cooperation on counter-terrorism and financial crime, including through GIABA, reflects our shared commitment to peace and safety. In governance, ECOWAS has upheld democratic norms through election observation, mediation, and institutions such as ECOWAS Parliament and Court of Justice, cementing accountability, rule of law, and people-centered governance. In agriculture and infrastructure, we have launched bold strategies to address our food security. The ECOWAS Infrastructure Master Plan 2020 to 2045 provide a framework for connectivity, trade, and prosperity. To drive growth from internet exchanges, platforms like ECOGO, which strengthen gender reporting and regional accountability. Despite our progress, challenges remain. Our greatest task now is all member states to match policy with action. Let us, our citizens, feel the real impact of our shared efforts. Our young people form the majority, must be at the heart. Majority must be at the heart of ECOWAS development. We must invest deliberately in their education, entrepreneurship, healthcare, and leadership. We must mentor them. Their success is the key to the future and stability, prosperity of ECOWAS. For nearly 40 years, Nigeria has supported professionals to ECOWAS countries and will continue to honor every eligible request. I promise you. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we look forward to the next 50 years, let us renew our compact with one another, with courage, clarity, respect, and determination. That we will promote trade, we will promote unity, we will conquer all forms of challenges, that is terrorism, banditry, and hatred. The work of integration is never done. Each generation must carry the flame forward, lighting the path of unity and shared. They are all here. The youth. Let us imagine a West Africa where no child is denied opportunity because of where they were born. our heart we were born, where our borders are zones of cooperation, not conflict, where our economies thrive through joint effort, where our people die fast yet bond. Golden Jubilee is not merely a celebration of the past, but a summons to say, let us draw strength from our history, courage from our struggles, and hope from our shared potential. In our unity lies our power, in our solidarity, our success. To the people of West Africa, this is your community, your hands, and build it. Your effort, your vision comes. You must stand tall. The future belongs to us all. Yes. On behalf of the government and the people of Nigeria, I reaffirm our enduring commitment to ECOWAS. The ideal that it represents is great for us. It's very inspiring. It's part of a renewed hope agenda. To you generations coming, we are here to mentor you, to hand over to you like one line in our next item. We want to hand a banner without stain to you, the youth of West Africa. Long live ECOWAS. Long live West Africa. Long live African unity and African Union. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you.
Many thanks, Mr. President, sir, for that icing on the ECOWAS cake through your spirit-lifting speech. Your Excellencies, Presidents of ECOWAS member states, our revered General Yakubu Gowon,
President Bola Tinubu, the chairman of ECOWAS. He reaffirmed Nigeria's enduring commitment to ECOWAS that defines the region's identity, while commending government within the community for upholding the values of ECOWAS. He urged member states to match policy with action. He called for deliberate investment in the youth for a better tomorrow. He said the work of integration is never done.
Proceeding to for lunch, and the hall on the left, please, strictly is for the heads of state, sir. Yeah, here, sir. One air. Okay, sir. Thank you, Excellency. Yeah, the hall on my left here is for the presidents and the ministers, while to my right-hand side is for every distinguished individual here present. Thank you very much. And on behalf of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of ECOWAS Commission, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, we thank you all for gracing this occasion with your dignified presence, wishing you all journey mercies to your respective destinations. May I now invite us to rise, please, for the two anthems.
Been a beautiful commemorative celebration of the 50th anniversary of ECOWAS. Thank you for being part of it. From me, Hingino John Adams, is bye. And from Kenny,
on behalf of the Outside Broadcast crew, we thank you for believing in the vision of ECOWAS. We now join other programming on the network service of the NTA. Au revoir. Bye for now.
We'll be joining our Outside Broadcast crew for another live broadcast.
Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Benue State, Barrister Dr. Sam Ude MNI, my Lord, President Customary Court of Appeal, who is ably represented here today, Honorable Justice Cosmos Onda C.D. OFR, members of the Benue State Executive and Security Council, honorable special advisors, His Royal Majesty Professor James Otesiozo Ayatse, CFR, the Bayou Tiv, who is represented here today by the Tulu. Majesty John Eliagu Adogbo Bagaji, the Ochidama, CON, Principal Private Secretary to the Governor of Benue State, Permanent Secretaries and Directors, and Customary Courts of Appeal, Heads, Captains of Industry, Chief Executives, First Class, here present, all media groups here present, my dear brothers and sisters, and other associations, groups, and organizations and unions here present. Distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Solomon Yopave. I am the technical advisor to the Benue State Governor on Media, Publicity and Strategic Communication, and I'll be your anchor at this town hall meeting today.
Today is rounding off of the program that began last week when a team that was led by the guest I introduced earlier on, Dr. Omeri and His Excellency Honorable Labaran Maku, led a team of journalists across Nigeria from Zone C, Zone B, and Zone A to take a look at the programs, activities, and projects of His Excellency. And today is that day when we rounded off with a town hall meeting where opinions of others will also be listened to and these reports will be presented. It is therefore my great honor to welcome, first of all, to the microphone to tell us firsthand his witness as he went around the state, the former Director General of the National Rainflows for him as he takes his place here to provide his report in the next 5 minutes before we proceed. Let's make the applause louder, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make it louder. May I bring to your attention again that this broadcast is live? Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor,
rapidly down to sea level. Once the terns settle on the ground, they begin to display. With thousands of pairs in close proximity, the honeymoon couple need to stand out from the crowd to get to know their new partner and form a bond. Prior to mating, both mates circle around each other with dropped wings and heads tilted. Sooty terns are monogamous, and this visual display serves to form a strong relationship, necessary to rear young over the coming weeks. Once the pair is formed and eggs are laid, both parents take turns incubating the eggs in shifts. When the chick hatches, foraging duties are also shared and sound sense plays a part. Adults call from the air as they come back to feed their chicks. The chick recognizes its parents' voices and calls back. They continue calling until the chick walks out to meet them, and the family share a fish supper. The satin bowerbird is not particularly flashy in the looks department. But it does have a unique way of getting attention. What it lacks in colorful plumage, it makes up for by kleptomania, stealing objects that it considers to be beautiful and worthy of display. This bird weaves a bower with thin twigs in an area to present its treasure for public viewing. The bowerbird is hoping to catch the eye of a passing female. It's particularly fond of blue objects. Different species have different color preferences, and researchers are trying to find out why. One theory is that bowerbirds choose the pigment that best complements their own coloring. The hard-working house husband spends a great deal of time arranging and rearranging his collection.